Loach, the assistant coach. Carlos Avila, the skipper of the ZT Prospects national team, had a good battle last night, their second game against the MVP Hustle Club, two California teams getting after one another. Your umpires today. Austin will be on the infield working with his partner Mikey. They'll manage the game. They'll call balls and strikes, keep things in order as we get ready to roll. A quarterfinal matchup, Championship Monday, an opportunity to get to the title. It's been quite a tournament. And excellent teams here as we're narrowing things down to get a shot at the title and be in the show. Should be a good matchup this morning. The ZT Prospects will be your home team, and USA Prime will be the away team. They'll start things on the offensive side. Well, it's been a great week of baseball and weekend. Some excellent teams really being represented throughout the country. One of the biggest tournaments in the nation. And to learn more about what's happening in the 2025 season, go to perfectgame.org. We're here at the Premier Baseball Complex just outside of Houston. We're in Tomball, Texas. And an excellent facility. If you've never had an opportunity to compete and play here, you might want to think about it in the future. But right now, it's Championship Monday. Well, we'll get the defensive set for you here as the Prospects take the field. And also like to thank Landon, who's the official scorer for Perfect Game, doing a fine job working here behind the plate, keeping things in order and managing the official scoring for Perfect Game. And everybody behind the scenes, of course, Tony Harper, the youth director, and Scooter and his staff, they've been all over Houston for the last few days and getting things organized. And we finally made it to Championship Monday. It'll be a good one, and we'll be ready to go momentarily. So on the defensive side, to start things off, the pitcher, Blake Barberena. Barberena will take care of business. And behind the plate, Cameron Walters will do the catching. If you look on the interior, you've got Daniel D. Badar over on the first base side. He'll play over in the 3 spot. Over in the second base position, Charlie Blaylock. Blaylock will play second today. Over in the 5 spot, Easton O'Quinn. He's had quite a campaign and an excellent tournament on the offensive side. And in the shortstop 6 position, Brandon Manavong. Manavong will take care of business over there. Over on the left side, Dre Murakami. Murakami had a good outing pitching, and he'll take care of business on the left side. Trey Lawrence will run things out in center field. And we'll round it out on the right side with Brody Taylor. So Barberena will get his warm-up tosses, and we will be ready to roll here. A quarterfinal matchup. The winner moves on to the semifinals. There'll be back-to-back games played here. We're on Field 5 at Premier. Weather conditions this morning, high clouds. Comfortable conditions for playing, and I'm sure these players are grateful for that. It's been sunny and warm throughout the last couple of days. And today the temperatures are very comfortable for the athletes here competing. So stay with us. Championship Monday. Coming up next, Chris Allard with the call. We'll be right back. Well, we'll bring it back to live action, and we are ready to play ball here. It's going to be a good one, folks. Rivas, the third baseman, he'll start things off, the leadoff man for USA Prime, as Mikey will get the table set, and we will be ready to go here. Once again, if you're just joining us live, we welcome you and thank you for enjoying this. It's been a pleasure broadcasting for this outstanding tournament. And Barberena is set to go. Rivas will step in. Quarterfinal matchup. Mikey puts it in play, and again, we welcome you. And Barberena right out of the box. A wild pitch gets out and tags Rivas. Not the way he wanted to start it there, so a hit by pitch. And that puts the batter on. So Barberena's probably got a lot of juice flowing through the veins here this morning. Everybody running on high octane. And I can promise you that was really what that's about. Barberena has very good command at the plate. He throws hard. And Suzuki will step in. Rivas over on the first base side from the stretch. Barberena will work. Badar holds him on. Strike called. Curveball on the outside part of the plate. The count is 0-1. Ball stroke, foul, straight back and out of play. Suzuki takes a cut there, and the count is 0-2. Rivas over on the first base side. A modest lead, nothing quite significant there, no secondary yet. Pitch on the way. Fastball upstairs. 86. Barberena is pumping some gas here this morning. He's just got to get himself locating, and a ball and 2 strikes to Hibiki Suzuki. Throw back to Badar. Tag is on. Rivas gets back in time. And Barberena on the outside part of the plate. Suzuki takes a look. He'll have a seat. Barberena gets the K. Rodriguez will step in, the 3-hitter. Rodriguez catching for USA Prime. And the count is 1-0. 1 out if you're just joining us. We're starting here the quarterfinal matchup, Championship Monday here. And a ball gets away from Badar all the way to the fence line. And Rivas, with good speed, is going to find himself at third base. So a broken play at first base, and that gets through on Badar. And Rivas is at third. So Rodriguez will step back in and finds himself at third. And a play at the plate, that gets away, and like that. So trouble on the hill here for the prospects, and Rivas will come over. So a 2-0 count, and USA Prime strikes first. Coach Eric Ortiz out to the mound there, not sure what's happening there. Really uncanny for Barberena. I think, again, as I mentioned, just a lot of energy flowing through the veins and trying to settle himself in. A 2-0 count to Rodriguez. Pitch on the way. Ball is up and in. The count goes to 3-0. So Rodriguez takes a look down to his coach. And a baseball comes on the field there. He'll take care of that. Mikey puts it back in play. The 3-0 pitch. Ball is low. And a 4-pitch walk for Barberena. So 1 out. And they're going to run for Rodriguez, who's the catcher. And they'll bring in I believe the uniform's number 7, Rivas. Ball's chopped foul. So Blake, Barberena just settling in here. We're in the first frame, 1-0. Curveball in for the strike, a good pitch there. And the count goes to 0-2. Same pitch, just missing out. And a ball and 2 strikes to Myers. Myers hits in the 4 spot. He'll pitch for the club when they get on the defensive side. The 1-2 pitch. And just missing low. Barberena thought he had a strike there. And the count will go even to 2-2. Correction, Salmon's the left fielder on first base. And a ball's pulled foul to the left side. Salmon, as I mentioned, running for the catcher Rodriguez. A 2-2 count. And Bedard holding on Salmon over at first. Ball's hit deep to left field. Backing up. That ball is gone. So a 2-run shot for Myers. So Myers with a 2-run shot, and USA Prime jumping out early here with a 3-0 lead. So big hit there for the pitcher Myers over on the left field side. Murakami was tracking, but that ball was hit deep. And stepping in is Gordon, the center fielder. So 1 out on the books for the Prospects, as they're looking to try to get out of this inning here with not too much damage. As Barberena comes up and in, the count is 1-0. And a well-hit ball to center field. That drops in. Lawrence will gather, and they'll bring it in. And on board with a single. So a ball there that counts 1-0 to the 6-hitter Vatterott. Gordon over at first. And a ball's out. The count goes to 2-0. Vatterott steps back in. With Gordon at first, Bedard holds him on. Fastball. Blake runs it in on the inner third of the plate. Vatterott lays off, and the count is 2-1. And swing and a miss. Fastball gets through at 82. So Barberena brings a heavy heater there. And the count goes to 2-2. Blake takes a look over at first, working from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. The ball is up. The count goes full at 3-2. And the ball's chopped foul. Will stay at 3-2 count. Runner on the move. And we'll see what the call was at the plate. They said no, ball. And so the ball was low and on board with a walk. So Walters goes out to have a visit with Barberena. And we're still with one out on the books for the prospects. And USA Prime, with the long ball from Myers, picked up 2. And then Rivas was on, and a broken play got him to third, and then a pass ball at the plate. So a little bit of trouble for the prospects here early on. And Barberena just trying to settle in. The 7-hitter, Corona, will step in. Manavong in tight, he ranges up, fastball. At 84, locates there, gets the call. The count is 0-1. A lot of shuffling at second. Ball's pulled foul to the left side and out of play. A big cut there for Corona. And Barberena working ahead here with an 0-2 count. So Blake looking to get an out here for his club, with runners at first and second. And a ball up there. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And goes outside there, and the count goes to 2-2. And the count goes to 3-2. And a line shot. O'Quinn laid it out. And to the fence line, Easton made a great effort on the third base side, but the ball was hit hard. And in with a double. And one across, so they get their 4th run here in the first frame. Coach Carlos Avila out to the mound. And that might be short work for Barberena, and that's it. He's going to take the ball there. So Barberena just did not have his stuff here this morning, and USA Prime is put up 4. Stay with us, a pitching change. Jimmy Stout will take over for Barberena. We'll be right back. So Jimmy Stout takes over for Barberena with runners at second and third and one out. Ball on the field. Salmon will step back out. Stout works from the stretch. And we're ready to go here. So behind the plate, Mateo Victorio, your starting catcher, he's typically the primary catcher for the club, versatile player. Stout does some catching, Walters as well. Pitch on the way. And a strike there. Jimmy locates. And the count is 1-1. And Victorio makes a walk out to the hill. And swing and a miss on the outside part of the plate. Salmon takes a cut. And Stout with the ball and 2 strikes here. And swing and a miss, breaking ball outside. Jimmy Stout comes through, and he gets the K. So Stout gets the K and 2 outs on the books. And the count is 1-0 to Tucci. Tucci's the 9-hitter. And the prospects looking to get back over on the offensive side here after a little bit of a rough start here this morning in the top of the first frame. And swing and a miss, low part of the plate. And the count goes to 1-1. Jimmy steps off for a moment and resets. And a 1-1 pitch. Foul ball on the barrel there. Tucci. And the count goes to 1-2. So Stout looking to get his club on the offensive side. Tucci looking to try to extend the inning here. And the ball's cut foul out of play. So Tucci will step back in with a 1-2 count on him. Stout takes a look. Victorio sends him the pitch call. We'll be ready to go here with the 1-2 pitch. And Victorio has to reach out for that one. That gets away. The count goes to 2-2. And a ball is low. The count goes full to 3-2. Oh, the prospects just looking to get the out here. And on the other side, USA Prime trying to extend it. We're in the first frame. The 3-2 pitch. Ball's fouled in the box. Victorio gets tagged off the foot. He'll shake it off. Sunshine starting to break through. And swing and a miss. Jimmy Stout does it, but USA Prime, they were able to strike first, and Myers goes deep, and they'll pick up a couple runs. It's a 4-0 affair. We'll head to the bottom of the first. ZT Prospects getting on the offensive side. Well, the Prospects, they'll get their opportunity here. We're in the bottom of the first frame. USA Prime, as I mentioned, striking first in the top half. And Charlie Blaylock will start things off for the club. Well, the Prospects need to get their bats hot here. Myers to go. Pitch on the way. And a ball missing out. The count is 1-0. Catching is Rodriguez behind the plate. Over on the first base side, Vatterott. Second is Corona. We'll give you the rest of the lineup. And a fastball up the middle there. And Myers evens it up. It's a 1-1 count. Over on the third base side, Rivas. Shortstop, Suzuki. And a curveball in for the strike lands there. And the count goes to 2-1. Correction, 1-2 on Charlie Blaylock. So Blaylock looking for a knock. Leadoff hitter for the Prospects. Myers ready to deal. Pitch on the way. Fastball missing out. The count goes even to 2-2 at 87. So Myers hitting in the same fastball velo level as Barberena. Barb's just not able to locate it. An outside fastball again, 89. So Myers hits a big number at 89. And the count goes full at 3-2. We'll see what he throws here. Suzuki, one-hander, throw across is in time. And Austin, our infield umpire, on the call. Soft contact. And the first out's recorded. Victoria will step in. And Mateo looking to get something started for his crew with Easton O'Quinn on deck. Meyer comes inside and misses there. The count is 1-0 the curve. And it hits there. 72 mile an hour, big differential from his fastball. And the count goes to 1-1 on Victoria. And that ball bounces at the plate. And the count is 2-1. And a ball missing out. The count goes to 3-1 to Victoria. So the 3-1 pitch, Victoria disciplined at the plate. Right side, second baseman gathers. Should be a routine play there. And down the line. And USA Prime picks up their second out. Easton O'Quinn, the three-hitter, steps in. Prospects trying to get something going here, and a curveball in for Meyer. And the count is 0-1. Ball missing low, the count goes to 1-1. Chopper, third base side, good grab across and in time. A 1-2-3 inning. And we'll go to the top of the second. USA Prime leading this one 4-0. We'll be right back. So back to live action, ready to go. Jimmy Stout starts ahead with a strike. Blaylock gathers. Should be a routine play there, and it is. Over on the first base side is Easton O'Quinn. So Stout gets the first out for the club. Ball's hit to the left side, and Murakami. So Murakami pulls it in as he has to go to his left, and a good grab there. So 2 up, 2 down for the Prospects. As Murakami pulls that in. So Rivas has a seat. Suzuki will step in. And Jimmy Stout locates, gets the inner part of the plate. The count is 0-1. And he runs it outside, gets the strike call. So Jimmy Stout being efficient here on the mound for the Prospects as Suzuki steps back in. And a ball out. The count goes to 1-2. Right side, that gets through, single. Over on the first base side for Suzuki with 2 outs. And that'll bring in the 3-hitter Rodriguez. Jimmy will work from the stretch. O'Quinn holds him on. Pitch on the way. Just missing on the inner part of the plate. And the count is 1-0. Throw over. O'Quinn slaps on the tag. And Suzuki gets back in time. Curveball just missing there low, and the count goes to 2-0. Suzuki, a decent lead over on first. Jimmy Stout ready to deal. The 2-0 pitch. And he gets the outer third of the plate called. Rodriguez lays off, and the count is 2-1 with 2 outs in the top of the second. We'll play an hour 45 or 7 innings, whatever happens first. And a ball's hit into the gap. Lawrence gathers, and he'll bring it in. And on board Rodriguez with a single. They'll run for Rodriguez, the catcher. And Salmon will come out. He'll run for Rodriguez, as mentioned, the catcher for Prime. Cashmeyer steps in. Correction. High fly ball, could be playable. And it's out of play. Right over the fence line. And a foul for Myers. So Stout, 0-1 count. Suzuki at second. Rodriguez, they're running for him. Salmon running at first. Jimmy takes a long look. Manavong in tight. He'll row off. Pitch on the way. And a ball's hit to the left side. That ball is... And they call a fair ball. And that is a rip there for Meyer as he goes back-to-back home runs. And a 3-run shot. And USA Prime clears the bases with Meyer. And it's 7-0. Gordon will step in with 2 outs. So Stout ready to go here with the bases cleared. And the ball is up. The count is 1-0. High fly ball could be playable off of third base. Barberena to the fence line. He'll reel it in. They turn the side over, but Meyer goes deep and clears the bases. It's 7-0 USA Prime. The prospects have got to get their bats working here. We will be right back. Well, back to live action, ready to go here. Blake Barberena. Barberena will hit. And first base side, like to have that back. And the first out recorded. Trey Lawrence looks at a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Well, the prospects is trying to get something started for their side. Meyer ready to deal. And a big cut there to the right side and out of play. And a 1-2 count here. And the ball misses out low. The count goes to 2-2. And that'll do it. And Lawrence will have a seat. Meyer will get the K. Brody Taylor will step in. So a quick visit out to the mound. Not sure what Mikey, the head umpire, is having a word or two with Meyer. And they wanted to check his hands just to make sure there was nothing going on there. So Mikey has a word with Meyer, and they take care of that. And Brody Taylor will step in. So a strike there to start out. Taylor at 0-1. And that ball gets away. The count goes to 1-1. And Taylor looks at a 2-1 count. And swing and a miss there. That gets through. And the count goes even to 2-2. So a full count. Brody Taylor. Count is 3-2. Ball 4, so Brody Taylor gets on with a walk. And that'll bring up Jimmy Stout. Stout looking for a base knock here. He's got Brody over at first. Batterot for prime holds him on. Meyer works from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs. The count is 1-0. So the prospects just trying to chip away here. And a strike called there. Stout not getting after that, lays off. Strike called at the plate. The count goes even to 1-1. And that ball gets away. Brody Taylor will find himself at second as it gets out of the glove there from Rodriguez. And a ball, a 2-1 count. So Taylor now in scoring position for Stout. And I mentioned the prospects just trying to chip away here. Meyer works from the stretch, pitch on the way. Stout, right side, big cut, fouled off. And the count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs. Stout to the shortstop. Suzuki gathers, throws it across, and they'll get the out. They'll turn it over. They'll leave one on the bags. We'll head to the third. Stay with us. Quarterfinal matchup, the 2025 Houston Perfect Game Super 1000, Super NIT. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here. Jimmy Stout back on the hill for the Prospects. And Rivas will step in. Pitch on the way. Ball is low on the outer half of the plate. I'm sorry, Vatterott. They go 6, 7, 8 here for USA Prime. Third base side. Barberena backs up. Good throw across is in time. O'Quinn takes care of that one. And a 5-3 put out on the official score. And the count is 1-1 as Stout reels it back in. Facing the batter, Corona. So a 2-1 count. And a ball missing out. The count goes to 3-1. And a strike there, so Stout answers back. And Jimmy takes Rodriguez to a full count. 1 out. The 3-2 pitch. Third base side, Barberena laid it out. That got through. He went to his left. And a good effort for Barberena, but Rodriguez able to get that through and on board with a single. Correction, Corona. My apologies there for USA Prime. Salmon will step in. Salmon hits in the 8th spot with Corona at first. From the stretch, pitch on the way. Good pitch there, just missing low. And the count is 1-0. So Stout and the ball's pulled foul, third base side and out of play. A 1-1 count for Salmon, left fielder. Corona at first. O'Quinn holds him on. Modest lead over on the first base side. Swing and a miss there. Jimmy comes upstairs. Foul tip into the glove. The count goes to 1-2. O'Quinn tosses back over to, correction, Jimmy over to Easton. And Corona gets back in time. And a good pitch there, slow roller, Manavong. They'll go across the deck, they pick up the second out. So Manavong, 6-3 on the books for the putout. Salmon will have a seat. The 9-hitter Tucci will step in. So Stout and company, 2 outs on the books. And a ball's hit center field. Trey Lawrence, he'll reel it in. So the Prospects, they get out of this one. They leave one on the bases. Prime does. Prospects will get back on the offensive side. Opportunity here. Prospects got to start getting things moving as we head to the bottom of the third. Stay with us. Quarterfinal matchup. Must-win situation to move on. You're on Championship Monday, the 2025 Perfect Game. Houston Super 1000. We'll be right back. So Daniel Badar in the box there at a 1-1 count. D trying to get things started for his club here. We're in the bottom of the third frame. Pitch on the way. And a strike there. The count goes to 1-2. The prospects, their bats have been hot all weekend. And we'll see what D can do here at a 1-2 count. And he takes a cut, fouls it back. The count goes to 1-2. The prospects have just really for the last couple of games, I mean, obviously a lot of production from their offensive side, just trying to get something going here. Pitch on the way, ball is missing out, and the count goes to 2-2. Badar certainly contributing to that success over pool play and into bracket play. And the guy's just trying to get something going here. The 2-2 pitch. Badar calls time, he'll step out. And a ball missing there. The count goes full at 3-2. And a swing there, strike 3 called. As Badar put himself out there trying to make it happen. And Brandon Manavong will step in. Manavong looks at a ball on the outside part of the plate. The count is 1-0. And Manavong. Good thing he had the elbow guard where he did. That ball popped right off and hit by pitch. So Manavong gets on board. And that'll bring in Dre Murakami. So Murakami looking for something here. With 1 out, we're in the bottom of the third. Prospects is trying to chip away here. And Murakami looks at a strike on the inside part of the plate. And the count is 0-1. Murakami chopped foul right in the box there as Dre steps out for a second. And a ball up, the count goes to 1-1. Time called, Murakami will step out. Manavong at first. Vatterott holds him on. 1 out, bottom of the third. And Murakami with the good cut, slices it foul to the left side and out of play. And the count goes to 1-2. Runner goes. Throw down, a good throw. And Manavong will take advantage. They throw it to third. He's going to have to get down, and he gets in. So good play there, Manavong. He gets 2 out of it. And the prospects with a scoring opportunity here. So a 2-2 count, and the prospects knocking on the door here. And a 2-2 count. So Murakami, anywhere in the field in the gaps. Line drive is his friend, and Manavong shuffling around. The 2-2 pitch. And a ball misses outside. The count goes full at 3-2. So the prospects here starting to see a slight shift for them. As Murakami locked and loaded. The 3-2 pitch, upstairs, ball 4. So Meyer lets it fly, but it's elevated, and Murakami, disciplined at the plate, finds himself on board with the walk, and Charlie Blaylock will step in as Coach Vlad heads out to the mound. And now the prospects starting to put themselves in a position to score. It's interesting. Situation starting to unfold. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Blaylock steps in. We're ready to go here. Runners at the corners for the prospects. Knocking on the door, pitch on the way. One hop right at the plate. Meyer. And the count is 1-0. So Blaylock disciplined here. The prospects getting energized here in the bottom of the third. From the stretch, time is called. Blaylock will step out. And that ball gets away. Pass ball to plate. There's no play. So Manavong will come home, and an opportunity here for the prospects. The count is 2-0. Runner moves up. So the prospects get on the boards here, trying to chip away in the third. It's a 7-1 affair. Murakami over at second. And a ball missing out. The count is 3-0. And a strike called there. Meyer answers back. The count is 3-1. So Blaylock, locked and loaded, steps back in. Murakami at second. And the count is 3-1. Pitch on the way. And another fastball right up in the upper part of the zone. And the count goes full at 3-2.
Win it now, win it.
Time is called. Blaylock steps out. Coach Carlos just and Charlie to just stay settled, locked in. And ball 4. So Charlie Blaylock will get on with a walk. And the situation getting interesting here for the prospects, with runners at first and second, and a visit out to the hill to talk to Meyer. Rodriguez just having a couple of words with him to settle him down. And one out. On deck for the prospects is Easton O'Quinn. So we continue to roll through here with Victorio stepping in. And Victorio ready to go. And a strike up the middle there. Victoria lays off. And the count is 0-1. So Noteo just looking for something. A line drive. And Myers steps off. Rodriguez wants a word with him. Not sure if they were getting something perhaps crossed up on the pitch call. Myers' fastball is effective. He's been missing a bit here as of late. Victoria is locked in here. The count is 0-1. And a big swing there. Victoria with a good cut. And the count is 0-2. The prospects were able to bring Manavong over on a passed ball at the plate. And the count is 0-2. Time is called. Myers steps off spin move, and Mikey, the head umpire, granted at the plate, said, okay, you can step out. We'll reload here. Second baseman shuffling around. Pitch on the way. And a ball missing. Curveball outside. And the count is 1-2. And a ball is up. The count goes to 2-2. So Meyer misses outside, and the count gets even at 2-2. As Victorio steps back in at a 2-2 count. And a ball's cut foul out of play to the left side. So Victorio stays locked in. Just looking to square one up with runners at first and second, and Charlie Blaylock at first, and Murakami over on the second base side. The 2-2 pitch. And the fastball's out. And the count goes full at 3-2. So Victorio disciplined here. And a full count. And swing and a miss, low there, and strike three. As Victoria went after it in the low part of the zone. And 2 outs on the books here for Easton O'Quinn as he'll step in. So Easton steps in. And a good stop at the plate there for Rodriguez as Meyer bounces that for ball 1. Mikey looking over, head umpire over at the dugout for the prospects. A lot of energy flowing in the dugout there for their guys. Pitch on the way. Right side. And the second baseman will take care of that. So Corona, they leave 2 on, but they get 1 over. We'll head to the 4th. Stay with us, we'll be right back. So back to live action. Easton O'Quinn takes over on the bump as he comes inside on sweep. And the count is 1-0. And a strike called there. O'Quinn able to locate. Evens up. The count is 1-1. And a ball missing low. 2-1 count. Right side, good gather there. Blaylock handles that, 1 down. So 4-3 put out, and Sweet will have a seat. Ball's hit to the left side and pulled foul. So Rivas back to the top of the order with 1 out. Pulls it foul. The count is 0-1. Curveball, good pitch there, just missing. And the count goes even to 1-1. And Easton runs it out, and the count goes to 2-1. And a ball swung on, fouled off and out of play. And the count goes even to 2-2. And a ball chopped foul at the plate. The count holds at 2-2. And again, another foul off the barrel there for Rivas. And a 2-2 count holding here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. High fly ball, right side. And Blaylock backs up under the grass and able to pull that in. And they get their 2nd out on the books. Suzuki will step in. And O'Quinn comes in on him. The count is 1-0 with 2 outs. Prospects chasing 6 here. Like to get on the offensive side. We're in the 4th. Hard hit ball that gets through on the left side into the gap. Just over the head of Manavong. And Suzuki gets on board with a single. The 3-hitter, Rodriguez, will step in, the catcher. And 2 down. Slow roller, third base side. And foul ball. Barberena picked it up in foul territory. And a little bit of a delayed call. And looked as though Barberena had played it in. So Rodriguez will come back. And the count is 0-1. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. Change up there on the outer third. The count is 0-2. Runner goes. And a high throw. He was looking at trying to get catchers, like batter's interference there. He was pointing to Mikey, the umpire, like my glove. And obviously kind of threw him off a little bit. And the count goes to 2-2. So Suzuki moves up.
Working on it.
Breaking ball missing low. The count goes to 3-2. So a full count. Suzuki at second. 2 outs. And ball 4. Looked like O'Quinn slipped off the hill there. These are not dirt mounds, they're AstroTurf. And some of the areas in the landing can be worn out, as you can kind of see from my perspective. I can see it. May have stepped in that area and just threw him off balance. So a walk issued there with 2 outs, and Meyer will step in. Charging Murakami. He'll get under it and pull it in. They'll leave a couple on, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Prospects need to get something moving here as we head to the bottom of the frame. USA Prime leading this one 7-1. We'll be right back. Quarterfinal matchup, Championship Monday. So Barberena will step in, bottom of the 4th frame. Pitch gets away, Meyer stays on the hill. The count is 1-0. Fastball gets away, and the count is 2-0. So a 2-0 count to Barberena. And a 3 count, so 3-0. So 3 pitches here out of the zone, not even close for Meyer. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk issued to Blake Barberena. He finds himself on board. And Trey Lawrence will step in with Brody Taylor on deck for the Prospects. They chipped away. They got one out of their last at bat. They're going to need some base runners to do a little bit of damage here, or just to get back into the game competitively. Barberena with the, hit by pitch. Trey Lawrence didn't like that. Tell you, Lawrence is a football player too, man. He's a big dude, and he took that one right off the shoulder. And a visit out to the mound to talk to Meyer, and Brody Taylor will step in. So hit by pitch is Lawrence. Runners at first and second with no outs. If you get runners on, that's what they need right now. You don't want to get on the hard way, but obviously in that case, it gets away occasionally from the pitcher. And Brody Taylor will find himself in a position here with runners at first and second. So Coach Trey down on the third base side. Has a quick word with Brody Taylor, and Taylor will step in with no outs. So Taylor steps in. Suzuki in tight on Barberena, and Brody Taylor looks at strike one. The count's 0-1. And a ball missing out. The count goes even to 1-1. And Taylor lays off. Fastball misses outside. And the count goes to 2-1. On deck, Jimmy Stout. So Brody Taylor, a 2-1 count. Looking for a knock here. Ball is low. Curveball breaks low on the inner half. And the count goes to 3-1. So Meyer, a little bit of trouble here. And Brody Taylor calls time and steps out. Coach Carlos just says, hey, relax. And we're ready for the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, so Brody Taylor gets on. And the bases are juiced. So the Prospects, a big opportunity here, and Vlad will make a visit. That might possibly be it for Meyer, as Jimmy Stout will step in and hit for the Prospects. And there's a little bit of action in the pen, and that's going to do it for Meyer, as he'll take the ball. So Meyer does his thing. The bases are juiced. He did a nice job for the club. But now he's loaded them up, and we'll have a pitching change coming forward. And we'll get you that name. We'll be right with you. Well, back to live action. Gordon will take over for Myers, who loaded the bases with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth frame. And hit by pitch, he walks a run in. So they pick up their second run on a hit by pitch with the bases loaded. And Daniel Bedar will step in. So no outs, bottom of the fourth. The Prospects are chasing 5 to get even. It's a 7-2 affair, but a big opportunity for the Prospects here in the bottom of the fourth frame. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ball's upstairs, the count is 1-0. So Rodriguez wants to go out and talk to Gordon. Coach Trey down on third for the Prospects, having a word with Bedar. Sam down on the first base side for the Prospects. With the bases loaded, Stout, Taylor, and Lawrence at third. And Gordon with the 1-0 count on Bedar. Pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs, ball 2. So a high leverage situation here with a pitching change. And time is called. And they're going to do a shuffling of the deck, and Suzuki's going to come in. And Myers moves over to short. I believe that's Myers. And a 2-0 count. Ball 3, so Bedar. And a 3-0 count. And Gordon in trouble here. He just walked one in. And Bedar being patient at the plate. The 3-0 pitch, ball 4. So Gordon in big trouble, walks in 2 runs, and Trey Lawrence will come over. And the Prospects, they're chasing 4 now. And a visit out to the mound, and I can guarantee you, I'll tell you what's unfolding over there, is they're going to bring Suzuki back out. He pitched yesterday. And I don't know what his pitch count is, but we'll see where things end up. Stay with us. It's getting interesting. So Zamora comes in to run off of first base. A bunt shown here. Brandon Manavong. And a strike there. Manavong lays off. The count is 0-1. So Gordon walks 2 in. It's 7-3. The bases are loaded with no outs. Pitch on the way. Ball's outside. The count goes to 1-1. So a high leverage situation here in the bottom of the fourth, and Gordon struggling as he's walked 2 over. Manavong cuts it foul, straight back and out of play. The count is 1-2. Manavong just looking for a knock anywhere. Gordon would like to try to get an out. And struggling some here. So Manavong with a 1-2 count on him. Slow roller, trouble on the base. They come home. And they get the out at home. So Taylor tried to come in. It was a very shallow knock for Manavong. And Manavong gets on there with a single, but they get the out at the plate. So Dre Murakami's at bat with one out, and the base is still loaded. It takes one shot to make a difference, and Murakami steps in. Swing and a miss there. And the count is 0-1. And the ball's up. The count goes to 1-1. So Murakami settles in. Lefty-lefty matchup here. And Murakami looks at a strike. If you see a good pitch, you got to swing it. And Murakami lays off. You've got a big opportunity with only one out. It's a 1-2 count. Left side foul. So Dre settles back in. And just looking to square one up for his club. The 1-2 pitch. And Murakami gets hit. And like that, another run walked in. So Gordon, he walks in 3 runs, and it's 7-4. And this situation is getting interesting. You're at the top of the order with Charlie Blaylock. You've got one out, and the bases are still juiced. Time is called. So an exciting moment as promised. You get to this level in the tournament, and how fast things can change. Ball is up. The count is 1-0. And looking down in the dugout area, looks like they'll be making a change soon with Suzuki. Gordon shaking off. The 1-0 pitch. Ball is low and out. The count is 2-0. Charlie being disciplined. You've got to relax in this situation and keep your nerves under control. And a knock can make a difference. And hit by pitch. Are you kidding me? 4 hit by pitches, that'll do it. Vlad's walking out, and he will be yanked immediately. And Blaylock, they bring across the 5th run. So Rodriguez will head out. They're talking to Suzuki, and the situation has gotten interesting. Stay with us, folks. It's an exciting one. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action as the situation unfolds here. If you're just joining us, it's been a wild ride. The Prospects were trailing 7-0. They got one across the board. We're in the bottom of the fourth frame, and they've had 4 batters walked in after Meyer loaded the bases. It's 7-5, and Hibiki Suzuki comes in after pitching yesterday. So Suzuki, difficult situation at times. He only threw 40 pitches, I believe 40 to 45 pitches yesterday. He can get to the number of 100, so he's got plenty of pitches, but back-to-back days is challenging, certainly at this level. Victoria will step in. They're right where they want to be in the heart of the order with the bases juiced. We're ready to go. And fastball upstairs misses, and the count is 1-0. Blaylock, O'Quinn, Manavon. Or Zermano, my correction there. Pitch on the way. And a big cut there for Victorio. And he evens up at 1-1. Monster just needs to square one up. A line drive is his friend. And a ball missing out. The count goes to 2-1. Suzuki shaking off there, doesn't like what he sees, gets the pitch call. The 2-1. Victorio left side, that's shallow, that could drop in. That could be trouble, and it is. Here comes 1, here comes 2, and the game is tied. So Monster Nateo Victorio deals the punch. And like that, they're going to put on O'Quinn. They don't want to pitch to him. And they're going to pitch to Blake Barbarena. So O'Quinn gets walked, intentional, and we're tied at 7-all. And Blake Barbarena steps in for the Prospects. You talk about a game, we've got one for the ages. From the stretch, and it's ball 1. So Barbarena being patient, righty-lefty matchup. It's a 7-7 tie. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Barbarena, chop foul to the right side. And the count goes to 1-1. Barbarena, right side, that gets through. Here comes 1. Here comes Victorio. They're going to run him in. He'll score. The Prospects move ahead. So Barbarena with a clutch single. He gets a 2-shot RBI. And the Prospects, they go ahead at 9-7 in the bottom of the fourth with 1 out and runners at first and second. And you talk about a comeback. The comeback kids are in action here this afternoon. And Trey Lawrence will step in. So a shift of momentum, and the bus is on the roll. And a ball is low, and the count is 1-0. Ball is low there, a 2-0 count. So Trey Lawrence was hit by pitch his last at bat. Lawrence, a big cut there as Suzuki gets it through, and the count is 2-1. We're in the bottom of the fourth frame. Suzuki takes a look from the stretch. The 2-1. Lawrence pulled foul to the left side. A 2-2 count. And a ball cut foul. So staying alive here at the plate is Trey Lawrence. Suzuki's got him tied up at a 2-2 count with 1 out. The prospects have moved ahead. Suzuki, a long hold here, and a little bit of a delay as Lawrence steps out. Sermano at second. Correction, that's O'Quinn. My apologies there. And a ball in the inner half misses. The count is 3-2. So a full count here. And ball 4. So Lawrence gets on with a walk. The bases are juiced again. O'Quinn at third. Barbarena at second and Lawrence at first, bringing up Brody Taylor. Ball is upstairs. The count is 1-0. 1 out. And a ball's out. Suzuki behind here. The count is 2-0. And a strike there. Suzuki dials 1 in. So Hibiki gets 1 back. And stepping out, Coach Carlos wants to have a word with him and wants to make sure that Brody, and that'll do it. The prospects, they pull it off. And what a comeback for the ZT national team. The 14U Majors, unbelievable comeback. We're in the bottom of the fourth. It was a 7-1 affair. And Meyer came off the mound. Gordon came in. The bases got loaded from Meyer. And Gordon put 4 runners over, hit by pitch. What a story. And then again, Monster Victoria answers the call. The 1-2 punch, they go ahead at 9-7. They take it in fine fashion. What a game, folks. This one goes in the history books. Chris Allard with the call. The prospects will go to the semifinals. We'll bring it to you live. For now, USA Prime, an outstanding team, and congratulations to both clubs. This one is in the books. So long, folks. We'll bring the semis to you next. And a good afternoon, baseball fans. We welcome you back. After a wild ride, the ZT Prospects national team, they prevail in game one of bracket play. In the championship match here, actually the quarterfinals, I should rephrase that. A big match against USA Prime. They pulled it off. They were trailing 7-1 and came back and won 9-7. Now they're facing a team here, Grind Baseball. We're ready to go here. We'll give you the breakdown on the players and the lineups as we get things underway here this afternoon. On the defensive side, the batter Flores is the batter starting off for Grind. You've got Brandon Manavong on the hill, pitching for the club, taking care of business there. Victoria behind the plate. Jimmy Stout over on the first base side, and a strike called there, so the count goes to 0-2. And we'll get the rest of your lineup. Barbarena over at second. And swing and a miss, strike there. Manavong dials things in, and he'll start out with a K. So Manavong off to a good start. And stepping in, number 23, the batter Smith. Righty-lefty matchup here for Manavong. Well hit ball in the gap. That'll drop in for a single. And Trey Lawrence will cover that. They'll bring it in. And to finish up your lineup, you've got Easton O'Quinn over on the 5 spot over at third. And the 6 spot, Charlie Blaylock. Left field, Murakami in left, Lawrence in center, and Brody Taylor over on the right side. Manavong, ball just missing up. The count goes to 1-0. Manavong, swing and a miss there. The count goes even at 1-1. Throw over to the first base side to Jimmy Stout. And Flores stays put. Slow roller. Will they go for 2? They get 1 there. Throw across is. And Jimmy Stout was locked on the bag. A good stretch, but the runner gets down in due time. And the Prospects get 2 outs on the books. Strike called there. The batter low hits in the 3 spot. And the count is 0-1. So Victoria looking into Coach Eric Ortiz. Manavong ready to deal from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Curveball, slow chopper to the left side and out of play. The count is 0-2. Smith over at first base. And that'll do it like that. Strike 3 called. So Manavong dials things in. And we'll head to the bottom of the first. No score. Semifinal matchup. Well, just a heads up for those folks at home, you can see on your scoreboard it says Grind National 2029. The link had stayed active. For some reason or another, it didn't reset itself. So we went straight from the USA Prime game right into the Grind National. So you're working off of the same link, but as you can see on your scoreboard, Grind National is the actual team that we're playing. So that's correct, and the link just says USA Prime, but please disregard that. My apologies. For some reason or another, it didn't jump over, which it usually does. We'll call that a little bit of a tech mess up, but we're good to go. The game is live. Pitch on the way. As Charlie Blaylock leads things off, the count is 0-1. And the pitcher, Luis Cruz, starts at 0-1. And a ball is low on the inner third of the plate. The count goes even to 1-1. Perhaps with all that excitement from that last game, the link decided to stay active. Nonetheless, we appreciate you folks joining us here this afternoon. Championship Monday, a 1-2 count to the leadoff man, Charlie Blaylock. And hit by pitch there. Blaylock will head down 90 feet to first and on board. Stepping in, Victorio. Monster will step in and facing Cruz for the first time here. Game number 2, the semifinal matchup. The winner gets to the show. Cruz will work from the stretch. Blaylock over on first for the prospects. Pitch on the way. Ball is low, gets away. And Charlie Blaylock finds himself over to second base. So a dead ball. They'll stop there at second. And a good stop behind the plate. One 1-0 count to Victorio. And Victorio takes a cut foul. The count goes to 1-1 on Victorio. Here in the bottom of the first frame, no score. Victorio, center field, backing up a good route to his right and pulls it in. Tagging up from second and into third is Charlie Blaylock. So Blaylock ends up at third with one out here in the bottom of the first frame. Easton O'Quinn will step in. And a scoring opportunity here for the prospects early on. Curveball in for the strike. The count is 0-1. And a strike called there, back to back. So Cruz works ahead on Easton O'Quinn in an 0-2 count with Blaylock at third, one out. At the bottom of the first, no score. And a comebacker right to Cruz and two outs. Now stepping in is Blake Barberena. Barberena ready to rock and roll here for his guys with Charlie Blaylock down on the third base side. Cruz and company like to get out of the inning unscathed. As Barberena steps in, Trey Lawrence on deck, pitch on the way. Ball is low, the count is 1-0. So 1-0 count to Blake Barberena. Ball to the right side, second baseman, routine play. They'll do it there. They'll leave one on. They can't convert it. We'll head to the second. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action, ready to go. Manavong on the hill as Grind gets back on the offensive side. Second base side, Barberena gathers, throws across the deck in time. So 4-3 put out. And Manavong gets the first out for their club. Ball is low. And the count's 1-0. Right. 1-1 count to the batter Enrique. Ball right side. Brody Taylor on the move and gets under it. So Taylor reels that in, and they pick up their second out here in the top of the second. So 2 down, top of the second, no score. And the batter Nava steps in, hitting in the 7th spot. Righty-lefty matchup. Strike there, right up the middle. Nava bailed out. And swing there, cut foul. Off to the left side, no play there. The count is 1-2. with 2 outs. We're in the top of the second. Manavong locked and loaded, ready to go. Nava steps in. 1-2 pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs. The count goes even to 2-2. So a full count, 3-2 to Nava. Right side, 1 hopper into the glove for Barbarena, and another 4-3 putouts. Jimmy Stout takes it, and that'll do it, a 1-2-3 inning here. We'll head to the bottom of the second, no score. Semifinal matchup, the 2025 Perfect Game Houston Super 1000 to Super Regional NIT. Chris Allard with the call. I will be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go. Just a correction on the pitching side for Grind National. The pitcher of record, it showed differently on their team lineup. It showed Lewis Cruz. It's actually Gavin Ware. So Gavin Ware is the official pitcher of record to start things for Grind. We were able to get that corrected from one of the parents. And Trey Lawrence will start things off. We're in the bottom of the second. And Lawrence looks at a strike on the outer third. The count is 0-1. And low in the zone. Lawrence not biting there. The count goes even to 1-1. And once again, we remind folks that if they received a link or it kept rolling, please note that it did not switch over, which typically does when I reset it. You're probably seeing something that says USA Prime on your link, but actually look at the scoreboard, it's Grind National. We've got that all corrected. The count is 2-1. And Trey looks at a strike. The count goes to 2-2. So an even money count here for Lawrence. And Trey takes a cut. Ball out of play. First baseman rolled off. And there's no play there. And that ball is low. The count goes full at 3-2. So Lawrence, disciplined here at bat. Trey looking to get on board. And swing and a miss outside. Lawrence, strikeout there for Ware. And stepping in is Brody Taylor with 1 out. Taylor popped up foul behind us and out of play. And Taylor looks at a ball. The count goes even to 1-1. And a ball low on the inner part of the plate. The count goes to 2-1. So Taylor trying to get on board here to get something started. They were stranding one. Taylor steps out. And the ball is low. The count goes to 3-1. So Taylor, patient at the plate here. And Ware takes him to a 3-1 count. And the ball is crushed to the right side out of play. He straightened that one out. That ball is gone. And the count goes full at 3-2. High fly ball. Center fielder making the adjustment. The ball could drop in. He gets under it and pulls it down. So 2 outs on the books. And Jimmy Stout will step in. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So Jimmy takes a look. And a ball missing out. So the count is 3-0. And ball 4. Stout will find himself on board. And a free ride down 90 feet to first base. Stepping in, Daniel Badar. A 1 out, and Badar steps in. Stout over on first. Ware takes a look over from the mound. Pitch on the way. Strike on the inner third. Badar takes a look there. The count is 0-1. So D just looking to square something up here, and the count is 0-1. Stout modest lead on the first base side. Ware from the stretch. D calls time. So a knock anywhere puts Badar on board and keeps the line moving. Ware again with a long hold from the stretch. Ball is low. The count is 1-1. So even things up there. Badar not chasing there. As D looking for a pitch here that he can take care of business. And a quick visit out to the mound. Not sure what's going on with Ware. As the coach maybe seeing something there, slowing it down. And Coach Ortiz will have a word with D. And Stout parked over on the first base side. Well, Bedard locked and loaded, steps back in. Ware takes a look at first. Jimmy Stout, modest lead there, pitch on the way. D lays off, strike called there in the low part of the zone. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. So D steps back in. And that ball gets past the catcher, and that'll move up Jimmy Stout on a ball at the plate. So Bedard looks at a 2-2 count. And D steps out for a moment. He'll reload. Bedard, a well-hit ball. Bedard does it again. So D gets a knock. Come on, Jimmy Stout. He's coming in. And there's no play there at home. So what a play. Bedard comes through with a clutch hit to the right side. And Bedard gets on board with a single and an RBI. The prospects strike first. It's 1-0. And a ball's fouled off to the right side for Brandon Manavong. The count's 0-1. Manavong, right side. That ball could stay fair and just goes foul. So Manavong steps back in. An 0-2 count with 2 outs. Bedard over on the first base side. Right side, that could drop. Right fielder makes a good route and they'll pull it in. But they'll leave one on board in Bedard, but D gets a solid single and an RBI. It's 1-0. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action here. And the count is 1-0. So Victorio, little issue with his earpiece. We'll get that worked out. Mikey, our head umpire, trying to help him out. We're good to go. And Manavong swinging a miss there. And a 1-1 count. And the count is 2-1. 1-2. So Manavong looking for getting out here. And swing and a miss, fastball upstairs. And Manavong gets a strikeout. So the batter Alex steps in. Alex hits in the 9 spot. Pitch on the way. Ball is low. The count's 1-0. And strike up the middle there. Alex lays off. The count is 1-1. Ball's fouled off to the right side and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. And that gets away from Manavong. And the count goes to 2-2. Correction, 2-1. And a ball swung on, right side goes foul. So a 2-2 count. Batter Alec. Ball gets away from Manavong again. The count goes full at 3-2. We're in the top of the third. Prospects were able to bring one over on a single from Badar. Badar to the right side. And ball's back up. Backside grab's going to have to work quickly. That gets through on Barbarena. So a single, and Grind's got a runner on. Batter Max will step in. Max sitting in the 10 spot. Flores on deck with 1 out. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. Manavong locates there. The count's 0-1. Throw back over to Jimmy Stout over on the first base side. And a ball swung on, fouled straight back and out of play. Count is 0-2. Fastball up, the count goes to 1-2. And Manavong thought he had it on the outer third. And the count goes to 2-2. And swing and a miss in the glove for Victorio. That'll be strike 3. And Max will have a seat. So back to the top, Flores will step in. Valak over on the first base side. Manavong continues to work from the stretch. Stout holds him on over on the first base side. Pitch on the way. Curveball in for the strike. Manavong works ahead. The count is 0-1. And again, Manavong. Fastball. Flores takes a look, and the count's 0-2. And the ball's cut foul out of play. O'Quinn rolls off on the third base side, but no play there. Alec moves back to first for Grind Baseball. Grind National 2029 Club. From the stretch, Manavong, curveball, swung on, fouled off, and out of play. We're just pushing slightly past the 1 p.m. hour here with the Premier Baseball Complex. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game Super Regional NIT, the Houston 1000. Semifinal matchup in the 14U Majors Division. It's been a great tournament all week long. Started on Saturday and a ball missing out. Friday festivities were the opening ceremonies. And just an outstanding event put on by the Perfect Game crew. National Director, Youth Director Tony Harper, Scooter, and his club. Their crew guys doing a great job. Everybody around the facility's been outstanding. All the help from Perfect Game. Lucas doing a fine job throughout the weekend, kind of managing things here. And all the scores as Manavong runs it outside. We got 2-2 count and the 2 outs. Alec steps off, and the ball swung on, fouled off. So Manavong working hard for this out as Flores stays active in the box. So Manavong a long hold here for Brandon. Pitch on the way, ball is up. And the count goes full at 3-2. Manavong, solid player, utility man. Play anywhere in the infield. And a good arm at that, as demonstrated with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Pitch on the way, upstairs, high flyer. Manavong wants to play it. He's underneath off the bump. And Brandon pulls it in. That'll do it there. The Prospects, they'll head to the bottom of the 3rd frame. They lead this one 1-0 over Grind National 2029. Semifinal game, the winner moves to the show. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the third with Dre Murakami stepping in. Ware stays on the bump for Grind. Pitch on the way. Murakami left side, high pop up. The wind might blow that one into foul territory, which it is. And there's no play there from the left fielder. And Dre will come back, reload. The count's 0-1. And the ball bounces at the plate. The count goes even to 1-1 for Murakami. Looking to get things started here after Bedard gets the single and the RBI. It's a 1-0 affair, low scoring at this point. As the prospects working here in the bottom of the third. Murakami lays off there, strike call. And the count is 1-2. So Murakami steps back in. Bases are empty. And the 1-2 pitch. And that bounces at the plate. And the count goes even to 2-2. And a ball bounces there low in the zone, and the count is 3-2. So a full count to Murakami being patient here. Anywhere in the zone, Dre's going to need to take a cut. The 3-2 pitch. Murakami, right side pulled foul. Dre's had a good tournament as well for himself. Had a solo home run in pool play, pitched a no-hitter combined. And he's going to have to work hard here for this one. Routine play there for the second baseman. They get the out. So back to the top of the order, Charlie Blaylock will step in. Prospects in the top here trying to get the production line started with Blaylock in 1 out. And the ball's out. The count is 1-0. And the ball is low there. The count goes to 2-0. Charlie, right side, pulled foul. Like to get that one back. And the count is 2-1. Blaylock, Coach Avila, the skipper, Carlos put Blaylock in to do some pitching. Actually did quite well for a guy who never pitches. As the ball's out, the count goes to 3-1. Again, throughout these long tournaments where you've got to play quite a number of games to get to the main event, and you got to win through and get good seedings and pool play. When you're in those situations, you got to shuffle guys around, which Carlos did a fine job this week. Pitch on the way, 3-1. Charlie, left side, left fielder backing up. Should have a routine play there as he gets under it in a high flyer and an out for Blaylock. So they pick up their second, and that'll bring in the two-hitter, Nateo Victorio, a.k.a. Monster. Manages things behind the plate for the organization. Fine young man and great player. With the bags empty here in the third. 2 down, Ware ready to deal. And the ball is low. The count is 1-0. Well, the ball goes fair, and like that, Victorio thought it was a foul ball, and Sergio calls it fair. Krecken. So on the infield umpire makes the call there and calls it fair. Victorio shut it down, and it's his call down the line, so the call will hold. So Victorio. So they overrule that. No, they'll run with him. So Victorio stepped off, and Cameron Walters will come in and run as Victorio's catching. So interesting series of events there. And Victorio gets on board. And Cameron Walters running for him as O'Quinn steps in. Throw back to first, a lob over, as Ware trying to let Walters know. He said, hey, I see you over there. Walters has got good speed. And Easton looking to try to extend the inning for the prospects. They're 2 outs on the books for Grind. Got the right man in the box there. And a good stop. Trouble there. They throw down to 2. A high throw. This could be a tag on, and it is. So Cameron Walters thought the ball might have been breaking through behind the plate, and it did not. And he was already committed, and the ball got there before he did. The tag was on. They'll leave one on the bases. And we're ready to go here. Manavong stays in. The count is 1-0. As we're in the top of the 4th inning, a low-scoring affair so far. It's 1-0 prospects. Back to Manavong. Good handle, shuffling, and able to come up with the ball there. B looked like he got a little stinger on his left hand, glove hand, so he'd probably be okay there. And 1 out.
There you go, B.
So Manavong takes care of business there. And 1 down. Coach Ronnie heading out just to talk to Manavong for a minute. Infield umpire Alec. And Mikey behind the plate, just checking on him. He's good. Ronnie, the pitching coach for the organization, ready to go here. Manavong. High flyer, center field. Trey Lawrence, a good route, and he'll pull that in. So Lawrence goes to his left and able to pull in a high fly ball, and that'll be the 2nd out. So Ware, the pitcher, Gavin steps in with 2 outs. Manavong, strike, gets the inner third of the plate. Good looking fastball. And the count is 0-1. Curveball, deep flyer. Backing up is Murakami on the fence. And that ball stays in play. And a single. So a long single on the top of the fence. It did not go over. So the infield umpire makes the call. The ball did not go over. Time is called. And they'll run for Ware. And Manavong leads off with the strike here. And the count is 0-1. And a good pitch outside, just missing a fastball. And the count goes even to 1-1. Manavong relocates and makes the adjustment. And he's ahead here at a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And a ball swung on, fouled off to the right side and out of play. So Stout laying on the tag as Manavong throws over. Runner gets back in time. It's a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Manavong, strike 3, whiff there. What a pitch for Manavong. Curveball throws him off, and they'll leave 1 stranded. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. Prospects getting on the offensive side. All right, we're ready to go here. Easton O'Quinn will step in to lead things off for the prospects here. O'Quinn will go 3-4-5 here in the bottom of the frame. Ware stays on the hill. Pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs. The count's 1-0. misses there. The count's 2-0. And that ball gets away from Ware. The count goes to 3-0. On deck, Blake Barberena. Coach Ronnie picking things up here, helping out. Ball gets behind us here at home plate. We're about 30 feet back. And 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. So O'Quinn gets on board with a walk. And that'll bring up Barberena. So a visit out to the mound to talk to Ware, and there's some activity over in the bullpen for Grind Baseball. Prospects trying to turn something out here as we're in the bottom of the 4th frame. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go. Quick conference on the hill with the pitcher Gavin Ware as Blake Barberena steps in. O'Quinn over on the first base side. We're in the bottom of the 4th, 1-0. Throw back over. O'Quinn dives back in time. And a ball ripped to the right side, right center. And rounding hard is O'Quinn. He's got great speed. And there'll be no play at third. And so like that, Barberena with a hard knock. On board with a single. And Easton O'Quinn over on the corner at third. So Trey Lawrence will step in. And an opportunity here for the prospects. And this is probably going to do it as they're warming up a pitcher in the pen. And they're shuffling the deck here. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here as a pitching change for Grind National 2029. Nick Nava takes over on the hill. Nick, a right-handed pitcher for the club, batting 7th for the organization, and now taking over pitching. And we are ready to go here. And chop foul in the box. Lawrence takes a cut, and the count is 0-1. And a ball up, and the count goes to 1-1. O'Quinn at third, Barbarena at first, on board with a single, and was able to move O'Quinn around with good speed. So scoring opportunity with no outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th. So 1-1 pitch for Nava, ready to go here. Pitch on the way. Runners go. Throw down. They cut it off. No play there. Shortstop came in, trying to bait O'Quinn from the third base side, and that didn't happen. And the count is 2-1. So a 2-1 count as Nava ready to go. And a well-hit ball to the right side, fouled off and out of play. So good contact and a good cut there. The count is 2-2 on Lawrence. And nothing there. A good stop behind the plate. And a curveball missing for Nava. The count goes to 3-2. Well hit ball. That ball's driven deep, and that ball's trailing. Good route there. And that ball is grabbed. They'll pull it in. Here comes one. They're going to play it home. There'll be no play there. They check it back to third, and he's out. So like that, Barbarena, I think Coach Trey was saying shut it down, and Barbarena rounded like he was coming home, but they cut it in. So they get the out on the fly, and they pick up the second out off the bases. So the bags are empty here, and a scoring opportunity exhausted. And the ball's pulled to the right side. And that ball is low. The count goes to 1-1. So O'Quinn was able to come home on the play, tagging up, and then Barbarena just got stuck really in no man's land. And they picked up their second out there off of that play after the flyout from Lawrence. It's 2-0. Brody Taylor, hard hit to the right side, a good glove there. And they make the play. So a foot race off the bags. Nava covers for underhand toss from the first baseman. But they pick up their second run. We'll head to the top of the 5th. We'll be right back. Prospects leading this one. We're ready to go here. Manavong stays on the bump. Ball's fouled back. The count is 0-1. Once again, you're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game Houston Super Regional in IT, the Houston 1000 with Manavong and the Prospects. Had an incredible matchup against USA Prime as they were trailing 7-1 and came back and won 9-7. And now here in the semifinal, right side, the ball's shallow, and Barbarena makes a move. He'll pull that in, and they've got one out on the books. So Blake takes care of business for Manavong and company, one out. And Nava will step in. Nava took over for Gavin Ware, who did a nice job. The count's 1-0, that gets away from Manavong. Gavin did a good job for the Grind Club, and then they brought in Nava. 1-0. Upstairs, the count's 2-0. Center field, Trey Lawrence makes the adjustment, and he'll pull that one down, 2 down. So Nava gets a good piece of it, but Trey Lawrence was all over it. Charlie Blaylock, routine play there, 6-3 put out, 3 down. Manavong's doing his thing. Prospects get back on the offensive side. We'll be right back. Well, we're ready to go here in the bottom of the 5th frame. And the Prospects leading this one 2-0. Nava stays on the hill. Jimmy Stout in the box. Nava starts ahead. The count's 0-1. And a ball just missing out. Stout looking in. And the count goes even to 1-1. Jimmy, slow roller, third base side. Good glove there. Long throw is in time. So a little bit of an off-balance throw from the third baseman, but got there in time. And one out on the books. So Badar will step in with the bases empty. And good defensive play over on the third base side, but Bedard with the bags cleared, looking to get on board for his club. We're in the bottom of the fifth frame. And a ball just missing there. Bedard lays off. The count's 1-0. Deep. Right back to Nava. Underhand toss there. That'll do it. And a comebacker there for Bedard after a solid single and an RBI. And they'll put out 2 outs on the books. Brandon Manavong will step in. Manavong hitting in the 9 spot with Dre Murakami on deck. 2 down, bottom of the 5th. Ball's up, the count is 1-0. Manavong, center fielder, good route, backing up, and he'll pull it in. So they do a 1-2-3 thing here in the 5th. We are through 5 complete frames. The ZT Prospects 14U national team leading this one 2-0. Semifinal matchup. Winner gets to the show and a shot at the title. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here. Manavong. Fastball comes in, good for the strike. The count is 0-1. Manavong runs it inside, just missing. And the count goes even to 1-1. And Manavong locates, runs it outside, gets the outer third of the plate. And works ahead at the count at 1-2. We're in the 6th frame. Pitch on the way, low in the zone. The count goes even to 2-2. Ball pulled foul. And the count holds at 2-2. Manavong elevates there and just misses in the upper part of the zone. The count goes full at 3-2. Time is called at the plate. Quick visit with the umpire. Not sure what's going on there. I think they want to get a pitch count possible.
67. He said 67 pitches. I don't have it.
What are they looking? To happen so they don't go over. Well, a walk, and Manavong visit out to Eric Ortiz, out to the mound. Stay with us. So Manavong will step off, and taking over is Dre Murakami. Murakami will, the right-handed pitcher, take some warm-up pitches, and we will be ready to go here. In the top of the sixth, Prospects leading 2-0. So Murakami takes over for Brandon Manavong. And no outs here in the top of the sixth with a runner at first. Fly ball, making the adjustment. And Manavong pulls that in. Manavong out in left field. So they pick up their first out. One pitch for Murakami. And one out on the books here. The game is scheduled for an hour 45 and or 7 innings, whatever happens first. Count is 1-0. Murakami ready to deal. Throw back over, a good tag there. Jimmy Stout laid it on. And a good move for Murakami. Over to the first base side. Dre takes a look. And the ball is up. The count goes to 2-0 with one out. And trouble there, broken play, no movement. So Jimmy Stout had to come out quickly in a little bit of a jam up with the runner coming back. And fortunately for the Prospects, one out. No problem there. So runner stays put at first. Good pitch on the inside part of the plate, just missing there. And the count is 3-0. Murakami locates, taking all the way, 3-1 count. And ball 4, so Murakami loses the batter. And there's 2 on with 1 out. And Coach Ortiz looking down to the dugout and down to the pen there. They've got a guy warming up as Victorio takes a moment out on the bump. Low scoring affair, must-win situation in order to get to the show. So Murakami ready to go here with 1 out. Pitch on the way. And a hit by pitch, so now Murakami loads it up. And I can tell you this is probably it if Ortiz makes a visit. And being in the 6th inning, and Coach Ortiz strategically taking a little bit extra time before he heads out for a conversation. And that might be short work for Murakami. So they're going to take the ball from Murakami, and with the bases loaded, they're going to bring in Mason Moeller. So Moeller will take over. He'll get his warm-up pitches. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, we're ready to go. Runners get back in position. Mason Moeller, the left-hander, takes over for the ZT Prospects national team. And we are ready to go here. It's a 2-0 affair. We're in the top of the 6th and 1 out. And Moeller goes outside. The count is 1-0. And the ball gets away at the plate. They didn't want to see that. And they bring one across. The count is 2-0. And Moeller misses outside. The count is 3-0.
Mason.
And Moeller, ball 4. So Moeller's in trouble as he puts a man on. And a walk administered there. And the bases are loaded. It's a 2-1 affair. We're in the 6th. Moeller locates, makes the adjustment, gets the strike. He's thrown 5 pitches and gets a strike on the books there. Prospects would like to roll 2 if anything here. Moeller, and just outside, missing. And the count goes even to 1-1. High fly ball, infield fly, they could call it. Right there they do. Infield fly rule, 2 outs. So Moeller needs to do his thing. So Moeller works ahead, and the count is 0-1. And swing and a miss. Moeller gets him to chase, and the count is 0-2. So a big pitch forthcoming for Moeller and the prospects. As Moeller's locked into Victoria. Sends him the pitch call. The 0-2 pitch. Oh, and Moeller just missing outside, and the count is 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Moeller gets out of it, but they give 1 on a walk. And the prospects will go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 2-1 affair. So Mason Moeller steps in to hit 2-1. And a ball to the left side. That ball's tailing off. And that ball gets away. Moeller to the fence line. He'll go in for 2. They'll shut him down there. And Mason Moeller steps in and delivers. So a double for Moeller as the left fielder had a good route on the ball and reached out with his glove and just got away from him. So Moeller, they're going to leave him on the bases. Time is called here for a moment. And they will run for Moeller. They're going to bring Cameron Walters in to run for Moeller, the pitcher of record for the Prospects. So a change on the bases, and that brings Charlie Blaylock in at the top of the order. No outs, runner in scoring position. Time is called, another baseball on the field. A quick visit out on the mound with Nava. And a pass ball, that'll move Moeller up actually, and a hit. So they're saying he was hit by pitch, but I guess apparently it was not, so he'll get back in the box. Pass ball will move Cameron Walters up 90 feet to third, and at the plate it's a 1-0 count to Blaylock. And the ball's up. The count is 2-0. And a ball missing there. The count's 3-0. And ball 4. So Blaylock gets on board. And runners at the corners for the Prospects, and Mateo Victorio will step in. Runner on the move. Curveball in for the strike, no throw down to second. And the count is 0-1. Hit by pitch, Victorio. He'll find himself on board. The bases are loaded with no outs and Easton O'Quinn. So O'Quinn will step in. And the bases loaded, they'll run for Victorio. And Samisi Zermano will step in and run. Well hit ball left side. That ball is fair. Here comes 1. Here comes 2. And Samisi, they're going to shut him down. Coach Trey at third. And like that, Easton O'Quinn gets a rip down the third base side, a double and a 2-run RBI. So the Prospects pick up runs 3 and 4. And that brings up Blake Barbarena. O'Quinn at second, Samisi at third. And ball missing there. The count's 1-0. A 2-0 count. And a ball missing there. The count's 3-0. And a strike on the inside, so Nava locates, and the count is 3-1. Barberena popped up, foul territory. That ball not playable over in the bullpen, over on the grind side of the field on third base. So the count goes full at 3-2. Barberena cuts it foul, straight back. Barberena, that ball is deep. And that ball to the fence line. Here comes one. Samisi will score. They're going to run Barberena to third. He's going to have to get down. A good throw in, not in time. So Barberena with a triple and a 2-run RBI. So Barberena clears the bags with a triple. And the Prospects move ahead at 6-1 here in the bottom of the sixth. And 5 minutes remaining on the clock. We follow the scoring and the time clock on the umpires, but based on what Landon and Perfect Game official has got, they're just validating whatever time's available there, but we're close within that range. And a pitching change. We'll be right back. So Grind National 29 Baseball Club 2029. Brian Lowe takes over for Nava. And Trey Lawrence will step in with Barberena, who cleared the bases, added 2 more to the score here in the bottom of the sixth. Prospects leading this one 6-1. So Lawrence will step in. And Lowe taking over on the hill. And a ball misses out. The count is 1-0. And hit by pitch. And so Trey Lawrence takes another one. Strong young man finds himself up the hard way. And that'll do it Ball game, time expired. Prospects, they open it up here in the bottom of the sixth. They will move on. Congratulations to the Grind National 2029 Club for an excellent showing. They made it to the semifinals of the Super Regional NIT, the Super 1000 here in Houston. Chris Aller with the call. The ZT Prospects, they get a shot at the title. We'll be bringing it to you live. For now, they'll shake hands. Sportsmanship prevails. That's what it's really all about. And the coaches and the players alike. An outstanding performance for the Prospects, and they make it to the main event. The show coming up, we'll bring it to you live. We'll see you soon, folks.